Chapter 5: The Sacred Mess. Part 1: The Myth of Arrival. So many of us are waiting for our lives to start. We imagine a future moment when everything will make sense, when the confusion will lift, the pain will resolve, and we'll finally feel like we've become who we're meant to be. We hold this vision tightly, sometimes quietly, sometimes desperately, as the reward for surviving the now. But what if that moment never comes the way you expect? What if life isn't a straight path toward clarity, but a spiral of becoming, dissolving, and becoming again? What if you are never finished, not because you're broken, but because you are alive? The sacred mess is the truth of your life, not the highlight reel, not the curated version, the real, tangled, complicated, luminous mess. Part 2: Mess as Meaning. We are taught to sanitize our struggles, to clean up our emotions, hide our doubts, and filter our pain. But in doing so, we sever ourselves from what is most human. Your mess is not a flaw, it's a map. Your grief reveals what you've loved. Your confusion reveals that you are learning. Your mistakes reveal that you've risked. Your longing reveals what matters. The sacred mess is not about glorifying suffering, it's about honoring process. It's about refusing to discard the parts of yourself that aren't tidy. The backward-born are often caught between ideals and reality. Their vision is clear, but their life is tangled. This dissonance can feel unbearable, like a betrayal of purpose. But the mess isn't a detour, it's the path. You are not failing because it's hard. You are not behind because it's unclear. You are simply in the middle. Part 3: Wholeness includes chaos. Healing doesn't mean returning to a sanitized version of yourself. It means expanding your container to hold more truth, more contradiction, more complexity. You can be wise and still feel lost. You can be grateful and still be grieving. You can be powerful and still carry pain. The sacred mess is where integration happens, where light meets shadow, where ideals meet embodiment, where vision meets limitation, and something new is born. You don't need to have it all figured out. You need to stay present with what's real. Wholeness is not about perfection, it's about inclusion. Part 4: Beauty in the Breakdown. Some of your most profound transformations didn't come through clarity, but through collapse. The moment the mask cracked, the moment the story stopped making sense, the moment you couldn't pretend anymore. These moments don't look beautiful on the outside. They look like failure, like retreat, like breakdown, but inside something is opening, something raw and essential, something that no longer fits into the old container. The sacred mess asks for reverence, for slowness, for compassion. It is in these spaces, where your ego can no longer lead, where your plans have unraveled, that your soul speaks loudest, that your truth becomes undeniable. Your becoming will not always be graceful, but it will be true. Part 5: Living the Sacred Mess. To live in the sacred mess is not to wallow. It's to walk with honesty, to meet your life as it is, without needing it to look like anyone else. You are allowed to be unfinished. You are allowed to be unsure. You are allowed to be in process. This doesn't make you weak. It makes you trustworthy. People don't need your perfection. They need your presence. The world doesn't need more polished images. It needs real human beings. When you embrace your sacred mess, you give others permission to do the same. You create space for authenticity, for healing, for depth. You become a sanctuary, not because you've cleaned everything up, but because you've made peace with what's here. You stop trying to be a masterpiece. You start becoming a mosaic. You are not here to transcend the mess. You are here to make it sacred. You are not here to be polished. You are here to be present. Your life is not a clean narrative. It's a living poem, sometimes messy, sometimes raw, always real. And that is enough. The sacred mess is not your obstacle. It is your invitation.